What is the biggest mistake you see young leaders making? Start us off, RJ.
Fifth answer, sponsored by Titanium Investments. The biggest mistake that I see young leaders making is that they want to get out of their business and go do something else almost as soon as they taste any bit of success. It's like, hey, the wholesaling business is running on its own, so now I'm going to move on to becoming an influencer with the education, or I'm going to move on to flipping or rentals or commercial. And it's, hey, you got to stay in there a little bit longer and make sure that you actually built this on a solid foundation. And I think that's the biggest mistake that they make.
And just under the cutoff on time. Good job, RJ. Proud of you on that one. Way to come back in mid-season form. All right, CJ, what about you, boss?
I mean, a lot of what RJ said, but also I ironically made a post about this earlier today on Facebook where, like 2015, 16, 18, you had so many people, man, like even like last couple of years, everybody's favorite word has been scale, scale, scale. How many sales reps can I have in my business? How big is my office? Go look at my view, all these different things. And so many people got so stuck in just not tweaking and building what got them there in the first place and really just using KPIs and really building and expanding on that. So I think leaders make mistakes when they start coming up with these grandiose concepts just because a little bit more revenue than they've ever experienced before in their life has now entered into their bank account. And like RJ kind of said, now all of a sudden they want to be fix and flippers. Now they want to be landlords. Now they want to buy camera equipment and be social media influencers and tell people about the power of real estate and this, that, and the third. And eventually a lot of these people, especially when the market starts to compress, when things start to shift, and how the business works, they end up in a place where now they have nothing working at all because they're trying to extend 10% in 10 different places. And I think that's a huge mistake that a lot of people make when they get into business.
Ding, ding, ding. All right, Steve, what about you?
I don't even know what's even point of answering this question. I'm not going to get this points anyway, but
-1 point.
Failing to lead others how they want to be led. I would say that's a big one for me. Unfortunately, it took me 15 years to figure that one out, right? So like, you expect people to operate the way you would operate. So you give them not enough instructions without enough detail, and you want them to get it done. You expect them to work as early as you and as late as you, right? When you hire people. That doesn't necessarily happen either. You don't understand the pains they go through. You don't understand what keeps them up at night. I heard a friend talk about how like one of his peers, their employee called in and said, I can't make it. Like my car's broken down. And he's like, well, figure out a way to get in here, right? But the peer, has 3 cars in the garage. You could just switch cars. It's no big deal, right? But failing to put yourself inside your team's position, have them understand the world from their perspective. I think we're so focused on what we're doing. We expect other people to operate exactly like we operate. And I think when you fail to lead the team the way they want to be led, you can burn them out pretty quickly.
Ding, ding, ding. Hey, real quick before I forget, shout out to my roommate over here with the -1 point on the on the screen for Steve. I really appreciate that. Thank you. All right, Jimmy, what you got for us?
What I see young leaders doing that I can't stand is they'll go to a mastermind, they'll read traction and rocket fuel, and they're like, oh, I instantly have to hire an integrator, and I'm going to go live in the owner's box or the visionary box, and I'm going to stop doing the stuff that actually made me successful. So very similar to RJ's comment, but they'll have like 3 people on their team, and they'll be like, oh, I'm going to hire a COO to manage these 3 people, and I'm going to be out on the out of the integrator box and in the visionary box, and it just doesn't work. Like traction and rocket fuel needs to have like a disclaimer, like needs to have 4 businesses with 50 employees. Otherwise, just get yourself a good executive assistant.